What I'm doing is putting together a video. Now the video is concerning resupporting a weight bracket for the back of my truck. And the content of the video is not really about the weight bracket per se, because there's probably not a lot of other people, if any, that have something like this. It's that weight bracket was kind of my design, something that I could adapt to my truck. I happen to have weights off of a tractor, happen to have a gooseneck hitch in the back of my truck, so I adapted a weight bracket to it. Now what I'm doing is modifying the bracket to help stabilize it a little more. I was getting a little vibration out of it. Um, so the video is not per se about the weight bracket as much as it is making the modifications, how to adapt things together, um, just welding and um, general fabrication, adapting fabrication to fit a particular need. You could probably take some of the principles that I use and modify those principles and adapt it to something else, or use the principles on something else that you might have to modify or build. So again, it's not really about the weight bracket as much as it is about just using common sense to modify things, making things work, making things adapt, using the tools that you have, um, etc., stuff like that. Here it goes. There's going to be a part in the video where I'll start the video off, and I kind of plugged in a still shot of the weight bracket in the back of the truck just so that you would kind of know what I was talking about. There is a video of me building that weight bracket, which I had posted earlier. So you could probably go back in my history and find that if you wanted to see it. But anyways, here it goes. So hope you enjoy it. This is that weight bracket that goes in the back of the truck. I cut this piece of tube steel here to go on the back side of it. When I say back, it's the side towards the cab. I guess I'm going to tack it out and then maybe put it up on the bench to weld it. I'm not really sure yet, but I'll let you see it when I do it. Yeah, I'll bring you back when I do it. I'm just going to tack this right now. And then I'll decide whether I want to put it up on the bench or just weld it out on the floor. I'm probably just going to weld it out there, but I'm going to throw a couple more tacks on it, so if I weld it out, the thing doesn't twist on me. I don't want it to twist up, so I'm just going to throw a couple of tacks on the side. Let me reposition it, I'll bring you back. I decided before I reposition it, I'm just going to smooth those welds off a little bit because that sits on the bottom and I don't want a hump there where they're going to be sitting up on that. I want kind of full contact with the tube steel in the bed of the truck. It's just a flap disc. I decided to just weld it out on the floor. I've only got 2 beads that I could have made up on the bench, so the floor is fine. When that weld stopped, I don't know whether you noticed that or not, but what happened is the wire actually went into a gap between the 2 metals. Gotta turn it over, bring it back. I don't know whether you can see that, but that's kind of what I was talking about. The thing vibrated. Now, when it was in the truck and the weights were on it, it doesn't do it that bad, but it still did it. And that's kind of why I'm doing this, is to put those supports against that plate to stop that from happening. Also to add some weight to it and stability to it. I'll bring it back. This is kind of what I'm talking about, the adaptation of material. Originally, these braces I had made out of square tube, thin wall square tube, a piece that I had found laying around. When I went to weld it out, I had made one, and when I went to weld it out, it blew through the thin wall material because of the difference in thicknesses between the bracket and the brace. So what I did was eliminated that and found a piece of flat stock laying around that was the same wall thickness or same thickness as the bracket, so there wouldn't be a weld issue, and use that. I did that instead of resetting the welder to get compatible weld between the thin wall and thick wall, or having to concentrate the weld on the thicker walls. But it's just one issue with compatibility of materials and adapting something that you can use. Now, I can always use that piece of thin wall tubing that I had laying around for something else. So again, kind of what I had said in my intro. Need to get a better ground clamp for this machine. Not liking this at all. I'm gonna flip it over, I'll bring it back. Okay, so that's it. Modifications are done. Let it sit around for a couple of weeks, kind of get some of that oil coating that they put on when you buy new steel that kind of keeps it from rusting. But and then I'll paint it, repaint it. I'll sand it down and repaint it. But anyways, that's it.